When you're making beats, using the events in FL Studio can really help your music sound a lot better. Sometimes it's not what you're playing, but how you're playing it, and this is something that can be really helpful when you're coming up with your chords or your melodies. So let's get into it. So for those of you that don't know what events are, when you're in FL Studio, you'll notice this section down here in your piano roll. Typically you might be used to seeing something like this where you're able to control the velocity of your different sounds here. And what velocity does is it lets you play around with the volume of your sound, but there are a bunch of other features in this area that will help your beats sound a lot better. Now what I want to do is focus in on a few specific sounds that have events created for them. So let's focus in on these sounds here. And this is how the exact same beat would sound without events. You guys can hear it's a pretty big difference. The exact same notes are playing, every single thing in this beat is the exact same except for the events. Without the events, this sounds a little bit more straightforward, not as expressive. So what I want to do is take you guys through these sounds one by one and show you guys what I did and the things that you can do to help your beats sound a lot better using events. Right off the bat, I should say this process is going to be easier if you have a MIDI keyboard that you use. But even if you guys don't have a MIDI keyboard, I'll still show you guys how you can do this process even without one. You guys can see with my MIDI keyboard here, it has this tiny little knob here, and with this one little knob I was able to make a huge impact on my beat. But with most other MIDI keyboards you might see something similar to this, where they have two separate dials here that you can use. One of these dials is the pitch bend and the other dial is the mod wheel. My keyboard here, it just has both of these dials in one little knob, it's just the exact same thing. So the reason why this is so powerful and useful is because we can easily create events using these. First off, let's focus in on this sound here. This is a pretty straightforward synth that's an omnisphere, but you guys can see as soon as I turn up the mod wheel on my keyboard, we get this entirely new sound here. Typically when you use any preset inside of any plugin, the sound designer that created it will usually link at least one parameter to the mod wheel. In this example here, if we open up Omnisphere, we have this parameter here called Harmonia. Right here we can control the mix. And you guys can hear if I start playing around with this knob, I get the exact same effect that I did when I started playing around with my mod wheel here. So the mod wheel on my keyboard easily lets me control this parameter here, the Harmonia mix. So personally, whenever I find a preset that I like inside of a plugin, one of the first things that I will do is go ahead and start playing around with the mod wheel, just to see how this affects the sound. In this example here, I sort of like the way the synth sounded as I gradually brought up the mod wheel as the note was playing. Now the way to create an event and actually record this is go up top to the record button here and turn it on. You'll also need to right click and make sure automation is selected here. Now when I start recording and I start playing around with my mod wheel, you guys can see what happens. If I go down to control here, what should happen is this new option pops up here and you guys can see it says modulation wheel at the end. So if I click it, this is the exact pattern that I recorded with my mod wheel a second ago. And just like that, I was easily able to take my progression here and make it a little bit more interesting with just one turn of a knob. I could also make manual adjustments from this section here and draw in a new pattern. But this view here is actually somewhat of a basic overview of our sound with just some very basic controls. To be a lot more detailed with your sound, what you want to do is go into your browser here. You want to go up top to current projects, select patterns, and now select the pattern that you're working on. For example, this is without events. And you guys will see it'll give you a list of the different sounds in your pattern. And this area down at the bottom, it has a different symbol right here. These are your events. So if I open up this one that I'm working on right now, this gives you a lot more of a detailed look at your event that you created. And from here, I can do a lot of different things. Starting off, just like I showed you guys a second ago, you can use the pencil feature here and draw in a pattern. This will come out in blocks like this, which is something that you might not actually want. If I were to go up top here and change the grid line to something else, now the shape that I'm drawing in is a lot more refined. Or alternatively, let's say I go back into my step grid and instead I select paint up here. Now when I draw it in, it's going to be a lot more refined as well. The next option up here, we have delete, which is simple enough. Just select the thing that you want to delete and there you go. We also have this option up here, interpolate. This is an interesting feature. You guys can see if I draw a shape out up here and I select interpolate and I select the area that I want. it'll automatically make it smooth like this, which is a useful feature. So instead of your events sounding really blocky and choppy, which might not be all that great, you can really make it sound a lot more smooth and natural with this type of feature here. Another useful feature, if I go into the drop down menu here and select auto smoothing, now whenever I draw something in, even if it is a blocky looking type of event, as soon as I let go, it's automatically going to smooth it. As well, in the drop down up here, we also have the ability to copy and paste, which is useful. We can duplicate, which will double this pattern up. Another useful feature underneath the tools section here is scale levels. So I can use these dials here to take my events and just make them a little bit less extreme if that's something that I want to do. I can also move around the center point, which is also useful. Finally, there is the LFO section here. If I just want to create a quick and easy shape, I can just go in here and use this tool. Now, even if you don't have a MIDI keyboard, you don't have to worry. You can still do this, although it's going to be a little bit more of a manual process. So let's take a look at another instrument here. If I wanted to play with a completely different parameter, let's say, for example, I want to play with the filter of this particular synth here. What you can do is click on the parameter, and from here you can go up into your tools, select last tweaked, and you guys can see it says Omnisphere number 2, filter cutoff, which is exactly what I just tweaked. And from here you can click edit events. And there you go. So if I were to come up with a little shape here, what it basically did is just peeled the filter back up and then it brought it back down. And you guys will even notice as this pattern is playing, if you take a look at the filter cutoff here, it just slowly peeled back automatically. So again, all you got to do is take your mouse and touch the parameter that you want to play with. Go to tools, last tweaked, and there you go. Now I should mention some plugins are a little bit finicky. For me, what I have to do is right click on top of the parameter beforehand and click this option here, enable host automation. Otherwise this process doesn't work. You guys can see if I touch the shape knob here, I go up to tools, last tweaked, it still shows filter cutoff. So just a heads up, you might need to play around with it a little bit just to get this thing to work. Now if you guys want to easily see what the full list of all the parameters are that I can play with, again, go into your browser, under generators, select the synth that you want to play with. So for example, if I select Kyoto 5, this pulls up a full list of every single parameter that I can play with. And from here, again, I can just right click on any of these, select edit events, and there you go. So if you're trying to get this to work and the last tweaked option isn't working for you, this is another route that you can go down. You can just find the parameter in the browser here and edit events from here. But back to using a MIDI keyboard, one of the other things that I really like to use is the pitch bend, which is typically going to be the other dial on your keyboard. This is something that I really like to use on top of shorter melody notes. So if I focus in on this bell sound here, so instead of just having this plain straightforward note here, what I can do is introduce some pitch bending. So again, I select record, make sure automation's still set. And now when I play around with pitch bending on my MIDI keyboard, I can take these plain old melody notes and just make it a little bit more interesting now. And again, to take a look at what I did, I just go into the controls here, select the synth that I'm working on. You guys can see Bellish 5, channel pitch. And here is the pitch bend that I just recorded here. Now you might be wondering, what is the difference between events and automation? For example, I could just create an automation clip and do the exact same thing here. But events differ from automation in a few very important ways. Events exist within each pattern. So once I go into the playlist and I start mapping out what my beat's gonna sound like, I don't have to worry about creating the exact same automation over and over again. Also, events can be recorded live like I showed you guys, whereas automation clips, you have to draw them by hand. So events can help you introduce a sort of human natural feel to your beat with the different parameters that you're playing with. But if you did want to go ahead and turn your events into automations, all you'd have to do is go into your events editor here, go to the drop down, go into edit, and you can see the option here, turn into automation clip. And there you go, you have your automation here. And finally, one thing that I also want to mention, not only are events really helpful for your synths, they can also be helpful for your effects as well. This is something that I like to do on my rhythm sections, especially my hi-hats like I did for this example here. You guys can see I have Shaper Box on top of my hi-hat insert here. So I can open up Shaper Box. I can choose a parameter that I want to control. So for this example, I'll do it on the master mix. And once again, you want to take your mouse and touch the parameter that you want to create an event for. Go up to tools, last tweaked, and you guys can see Shaper Box master mix. I can edit the events of this. And this is helpful if I just want this effect to exist at certain parts of my hi-hat pattern. So for example, if I drew this in, you guys can hear what happens. Shaper Box had this cool little effect, but if I had it enabled the entire time, that's not necessarily something that I want, so I just want it to be for a short little part of my pattern. So I can turn this effect on at very specific times in my pattern using events. So again, really useful for a rhythm section of your beat if you just want to create a short little effect and make it a little bit more interesting. But you can get really creative and change your beats in all sorts of ways. Like I mentioned, sometimes it's not what you play, but how you play it. And with the events editor, it's just going to add a layer of detail and expressiveness into your beat and just help your chords and your melodies sound a little bit more interesting. If you guys have found this video helpful, please do like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the video. If you guys want to partake in the live beat review, check that out in the description box below as well. And I will see you guys next Tuesday.